Hello and welcome to Faithfully Stampin' with Jennifer Helm. I am Jennifer Helm, the Faithful Stamper, and I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. Today I have for you a gift card holder. I have found that I haven't made gift card holders a whole lot, and that what I have has kind of been sitting for a while. It's getting a little on the stale side, so I definitely wanted to add some to my inventory to have on hand when I need them. So this is fantastic because it's quick and easy, but it's not boring. It's not just a plain Jane, but it doesn't require a whole lot of heavy lifting or thinking. Sometimes that's my favorite kind of project. So here we are. It's a little bit of a different kind of fold with a pocket on the inside for your gift card. Great for any occasion and could be mass produced, although I'm going to show you how you can take best use of a full sheet of paper to make just one of these gift card holders. So I want to give credit where it is due to the inspiration for this project. I got the idea from Angie Judah of Chicken Scratch. I love that other demonstrators share ideas, and we call it casing, copy and share everything. And we share lots and lots of ideas with each other. Otherwise, we'd probably all be sitting twiddling our thumbs. So thank you to Angie for sharing this wonderful project. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So first off, we're going to start with a piece of cardstock that is 8.5 by 11. So it's a full sheet of cardstock. Normally I'm doing something that involves just half a sheet, but I'm going to show you how to get the best usage out of this full sheet of cardstock. And I need my paper trimmer scorer. I also need to open up the arm here. I apologize for the glare. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some cutting. I'm going to bring this over here for anybody who might be taking notes or making screenshots. These are all our cutting directions that we're going to do here. So we're going to go over them one by one. So we're going to take our sheet of 8.5 by 11, and the first thing we're going to do is cut the 8.5 side down to 5.5. So you'll have a piece that's 5.5 by 11. This piece is scrap, and you can save it for another project. I can't throw that away. I don't know about you. That definitely needs to be used for another project. It could be used for your cutouts on the front of the card if you like, and they fit. Okay, so next, so that's step one. Step two, we're gonna rotate and cut this down so it is 5.5 by 8 3/4. So that'll give you two pieces. This little piece over here, we're gonna cut down to 2 by 4. So I cut it down to 4. This piece is scrap. And then this is actually 2 1/4, so we only need to trim a little bit off. So really, these are the only two pieces of scrap. I could actually save that if I wanted, but I'm going to bless and release it because I have tons of scraps. And so this is going to be our gift card pocket. We'll talk more about that later. And then to our piece that is 5.5 by 8 3/4. Sorry. Had a brain freeze for a moment. We are going to score it twice. So I'm going to move my cutting blade out of the way. On the 8 3/4 side, we are going to score at 3 1/4 and then 7.5. And that is all our cutting and scoring. I'm going to put this away. And then before we do any folding, I'm going to go ahead and partially decorate the front. And there is a method to my madness. I'm actually going to rotate it so that the larger of the, small panel, the 1 1/4 inch panel, large panel, which this is actually the back of the card, and then our 3 1/4 panel is on the right. So I know it's hard to see my score lines, but I'm going to lay it down like this. So we are going to get some DSP, which is Designer Series paper. Here's the measurements as I pull my paper over. Oh dear, I seem to have lost a piece. So one piece is 3 by 5 1/4. Let's see if it's hiding here somewhere. Aha. It tried to stay in the bucket. Okay. The second piece is 1 inch by 5 1/4. Sorry about that. Was definitely trying to hide on me. So we're going to glue them down like this. And I like to glue them first before I start folding. It's just easier when your paper is flat. No special glue for this part. I will tell you for the one step that you need specific adhesive for. And let's see. This paper, it really is an all over design, but I like to check because sometimes it just strikes me as better one way or the other. This is an online exclusive designer series paper. It coordinates with our Woven Textures suite, I believe it is. Now, I forgot to show you the stamp set we're using tonight. I will do that in a minute when we start decorating. Okay, so I'm going to give these a little press. And now that my paper's on and I'm done with all that, I'm going to flip it over and fold. So just fold in on your score lines. And you'll have a large panel and a narrow panel. It does not matter whether the large panel is on top or the small panel. It's totally your call what you like to do, okay? I didn't find one way worked better than the other. So let's go ahead and start stamping and then we'll assemble the rest. So to start on our front, I have die cut 2 of our everyday arches. Let me talk to you about the sets. So I'm not using any stamps from this set, but this is the set with the coordinating arch dies. You can buy them together as a bundle and save 10%, or you can purchase them separately. Be sure to check out my website here, thefaithfulstamper.stampinup.net, for all the online exclusive products. I know if you're like me, you probably like everything in a catalog, but we do have some products that are exclusively online, and it's worth taking a look at. We just had a lot of products come out at the beginning of March. We will add 2 kits a month through the end of the year, plus more products, but definitely check them out. We also have our last chance product category, which is products that are leaving us. So be sure to check that out too. Sometimes you can score some really great discounts there. Okay, but anyway, this die set is a wonderful investment if you make a lot of cards, because look at all these various size arches. You can actually use them for banners. You could make this just as your card. I saw a 3-panel card recently that was made with these, and I can't wait to do a video on that because it's definitely something I need to try. So anyway, that is the Everyday Arches bundle, but the stamp set we are using just coordinates with it. This is our Arched Wishes set, and so I'm going to use some of these images tonight for the gift card holder. Okay, so I've previously die cut 2 of the arches. This is Early Espresso and Basic White. And what I'm going to do is just bring over my ink. I'm using Pecan Pie for a little bit lighter look, and Espresso, the Early Espresso ink. I'm going to start with my words. I stamped these really well earlier. We'll see if I can do it again. Oh, yes. It's not often I get them twice in a row on a video. Okay, now the cupcake. I'm not using anything underneath my paper because these have red rubber cling. They've got foam built in. The clear photopolymer definitely needs a little cushion underneath, but this does not. Just remember, still light pressure, light even pressure. Don't give your stamps chest compressions. I know it's against our instinct because we definitely want to make sure we've got ink on the stamp and it's getting close to the paper, but don't smush it. Some of those stamps like to pink up ink. And actually, I can show you on this one because I didn't press very hard, because look at that ink around the top that almost ended up on my paper. I had that problem earlier, so be gentle but firm with your stamps. Okay, let's see these. Oh, one more thing. So I have lost my scrap paper. I want to do this little starburst. Because it's not photopolymer, I can't line it up perfectly to get the star around the candle. That was the look I was going for. And the first card I did this, I screwed it up. So I changed my course of action a little bit. So what I'm going to do here is take my stamp and I'm going to stamp off. So I have the stamp in the ink pad. Then I'm going to stamp on my scrap paper just one time. Look, I got to watch that little extra bit. And then I'm going to stamp, let's see, over here. And you can see it's lighter. That's what stamping off does. Sometimes, depending on the project, I stamp off more than once. I think I'm gonna stick with 2. I like to do 3s, but I think I'll be unhappy if I do that. So that's stamping off. Gives us a lighter ink, and that way I don't have to go for a 3rd color to coordinate with everything. All right, while I have my scrap paper out, I'm gonna do my envelope. I keep pulling out the one I already stamped on. This is what it's gonna look like, but it would help if I brought over the blank one. Here we go. Whoop. Make sure your flap is where you want it to be. I love this stamp set because it's very good for masculine cards or feminine cards or juvenile cards. Here, I'm not adding any color. I'm just using masculine colors, neutrals, but I could color the balloon. I could color the cupcake. So I have lots of options with that stamp set. Okay, so there's my beautiful balloon envelope. And now I'm going to go ahead and put together the inside, and then we'll come back and assemble the card. So back to that piece of cardstock that's 2x4. This is our gift card pocket. I'm not going to glue it down just yet, but I am going to lay it at the bottom of my panel. This is 5 1/4 by 4, and that way I know where I need to stamp. The reason I'm not gluing it together yet is because in case I mess up on my stamping, I won't have wasted the whole thing. So I'm going to grab my happy birthday. And it did so happen when I put the label on, every once in a while I get a crooked label, and I did that on my stamp. So I have to remember. It might be a little downhill, but it's close enough. I'm not going to argue with it. Okay, so I think I'm going to close my ink before I do anything else. And that way I won't accidentally drop something in it. So now I'm ready to glue on the pocket. Now I wanted to mention, you can do these next steps in whatever order you want. You can glue the insert in first and then put it together, or you can put it together and then glue it in. Totally up to you, whatever floats your boat. I am going to glue the pocket on with tear and tape. This is the specific adhesive that you need. You can use glue if you are a fan of glue. It's really up to you. I am a mess maker when it comes to liquid glue. I don't know why. I probably was as a kid too. But I like tear and tape for my gift card pockets. You need something with a strong adhesive grip, which is why we recommend either glue or tear and tape. And I'm using my favorite trick, which is put the tear and tape down, take a block with a clear edge, line it up, and pull back against it. And usually when I do it right, I get clean edges, which I can press down either with my fingers or a bone folder. And it's a lot easier for me to pull the edges off, at least in most cases. Okay. But you definitely want your gift card pocket to stay on and not go creeping off the page. So now I'm going to make sure my glue is down at the bottom. Just going to line up my corners and give that a press. My gift card will be able to fit right nicely in that pocket. But I do want to decorate it, so I'm going to take a piece of DSP that is 1 3/4 inch tall by 3 3/4 inch wide. It's actually the reverse side of the paper I put on the front. I like mix and matching my textures. You could always, though, if you're using a paper that you don't have coordinating colors for, you could always emboss your cardstock for your pocket, or you can emboss a panel and then put it on your pocket for a different look. I didn't do that with any of these, but I should have. And so here, I'm going to go back to my stamp. I almost said press and seal. It's not saran wrap, it's stamp and seal. And then this goes on the inside. All right, so there's my pocket. All it needs is a gift card and a little message, and we need some decoration on the front. For your decoration, you can use any shape, size, die, punch, whatever you want on the front, and you can either lay things flat like I'm doing with these two pieces, or you can pop them up on dimensionals. I'm gluing these two together flat, but then I'm going to use dimensionals for the back. Now, regardless of whether you glue things flat or pop them on dimensionals, remember I said up to you whichever panel you want on the top or the inside. Remember your glue or dimensional placement. This is where I get myself into trouble more often than not. I almost glued the prettiest gift card holder shut this morning with dimensionals, but I caught myself just in time. So I want to position it here so it covers both flaps, especially with the size of this, but I want to not glue it shut. So I'm going to keep my dimensionals on this half of the arch. So I'm going to start on this side and then go maybe just a little past my center point, but making sure that I don't have anything over on this far edge. I am going to show you a little trick though in just a minute. Let's go ahead and finish this first. So there is my sentiment and my panel there on the front. We're going to add a little bit of bling. These are adhesive backed texture dots. These are actually one of my favorite embellishments we have right now. I am a huge fan of this bronze color, and can you see the little bit of texture? I love that. I love them when they came out plain, but I love them even more with that little bit of texture. And these, pardon me, are great for masculine cards especially. We all know guys usually aren't into pearls, so sometimes masculine embellishments are hard to come by, but these I absolutely adore. Nope, get over there. And let's see, I'll put one down here. So there is our card. I think it might be a smidge crooked, but that's okay. Now, I find it really irritating that my card wants to pop open. Now I know if I put it in an envelope, it'll stay shut, but in the meantime, it's kind of bugging me. If that bugs you too, I have a quick solution for you. Velcro dots. So I have some of these 3/8 of an inch circle Velcro dots. These are available at a craft store or big box store usually. They come in nice big packs. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to peel off one side of my Velcro dot. And I want to put it, actually I think I might put two. To help me keep this arch shut a little bit. So half of the Velcro dot goes on the card, and I'm looking here to make sure I finished off a sheet. Now I'm going to get the other half, which is the little fuzzier side, and I'm going to pick this up, and I'm going to put the sticky sides together so that I have a functioning Velcro dot here. And then the adhesive on that Velcro dot is actually facing up. And now that I've got that in place and my Velcro dot together, I'm just gonna push it shut. And look at that, my card wants to stay closed. I'm gonna give it a good little pinch. And then it will open for the gift card recipient, but they'll be able to close it. And if they want, they could prop it up and it would stay nice. So just a little tip. Okay, so I'm gonna show you some more samples. I did this card in several different versions with more of the woven paper. I talked about lining up that, or not being able to line up the star. You can tell I gave it a whirl the first time. Didn't quite work, so that's why I opted for what I did over here. And then I did one more. Whoop. Put my samples down a little too far away from the camera. I love this paper, and so I just did one more, but I stepped away from the birthday and used the coordinating textured, it's not textured frames, I think that's the name of the die, but the stamp set that coordinates with the paper. So you can see here I switched to circles, stamped right on the DSP, and made this one a thank you card. I stamped inside here as well, used that glue dot trick. And you can decorate the front of the card however you like. You could do straight circles, you can do rectangles, arches, you name it. Just use what you have, punches, die cuts, and decorate the front. And don't forget your coordinating envelopes. So now we're stepping away from the neutrals into some happier colors. I went with florals. This is some more online exclusive designer series paper, as well as the new stamp set that's coming out in our new annual catalog in May. I was able to get a sneak peek at our recent conference. So this one, I kind of maneuvered my panels to interlock a little bit. It's getting a little fussy here, but there we go. And I liked this color scheme so much, but I couldn't decide what color to do, so I made it in 2 different ones. I did Garden Green and Night of Navy. Added a banner with this one. And I love that I can coordinate stamping on the front with the envelopes. Now everything goes nicely together. Now these last 2 are probably my favorite, and again, sneak peek at some products coming in May. So here I went with black and white with a pop of color. This is the new stamp set that's coming, and a new in color strawberry slush. So you will be seeing some new colors as they come out at the beginning of May. And then last but not least, all the cards I did tonight were in this orientation, but I wanted to see, could I do the horizontal orientation? I almost waited too long, so I had to get a little creative on this last one, but it does work. I think what I would have done, this is Timid Tiger. This is another new in color, and I love this die set that coordinates with the stamp set. And this lovely oval here is part of the set as well. But I think what I would do, you can see as I open it up, I did the same measurements that I did for the vertical orientation. And I thought, oh man, I shouldn't have done that. I think what I would do is, if I wanted to use this horizontal orientation, I would change this pocket and make it shorter and longer, and so that the gift card would go here. But since I'd already cut my pieces and glued them together here, I may do by putting a banner in, and then I didn't have to waste the inside or the whole gift card holder. So just a thought for you if you're interested in the horizontal orientation of the card. All right, so there we have a quick and easy gift card holder. You can see, great for all sorts of occasions in any color combination that your creativity comes up with. So I hope you enjoyed learning how to make that gift card holder. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I would love to have you here. You can click the notification bell and get a little ding on your computer each time a video goes live on the page. You can find me over at Facebook as The Faithful Stamper. I share more information about products there, have live videos, contests from time to time, challenges where I invite you to design things to win Happy Mail from me. So I'd love to have you check out that community as well if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and happy crafting.